Good evening, everyone. T-Speaker 222 XRP Future Millionaire with the side bet on XM and Future Digibyte OG. So I want to come to you with one update before I do my class. Had some classes I got to teach today, and I got another one at 8. So this will be the last update until after at least then. So what I wanted to show you was on Bitcoin. I've been getting a lot of questions. We can be rounding the bottom like that and be pushing up. I think we're going to have to push up to 48,000 maybe. See if we have enough strength to get over that. I mean, it's a pretty obvious cup and handle that formed at 48 and dropped down. Now we're in a pretty big consolidation. If we break up out of this consolidation, it would put it up to about that level, or 48,345 as you see. But there's a few different levels we can go to. I would say something like this would be your most logical thing you're looking at. So we get to 48,000, then you can try to make a move to there. And then if you somehow made it up there, which, what I'm saying, remember yesterday we were talking about the options, and I said we got to take out the shorts or the longs first. So then you make it fucking crash. Some of them sell out. We're looking terrible. We break through technical support zones that should break through, but as you can see, I had my ascending line that is the catch me zone. As long as it caught itself there, and I explained it yesterday that it could potentially fake everybody out and stop right there in between the two zones. And ironically, that's exactly what Bitcoin did. So under this scenario of shorting out the long, or getting rid of the longs before they obliterate the shorts, they would have had to have it come down a certain amount to where you would think from a technical standpoint. And that's about as close as you can come from a technical standpoint. Because if it have broke through there, now we're coming down to the 46 and then possibly worse. That should have been a signal being below 46.6 to sell. And then what does it do? It comes back around. So there's a lot of manipulation going on. And now if they go to attack the longs or the shorts tomorrow, they're going to have to make this hit 50,000. That's why I keep saying it's possible before it crashes. I don't know if it'll go to 50. But it's going to have to stay up in that 49, 50,000 range. And what they just did, too, is they've got some people that have been longing from 48, 49,000, 50, 50 and a half. And what they just do yesterday and today, by bringing it down to 46.4, you got leveraged accounts, and people are out. They're thinking, shit. Or you got new shorts in that you're going to be putting in now at every level. It's a crazy game that's going on, but I guarantee that they've already affected, the longs big time. Now everybody who started to short again right here is going to get compounded in this little game they're playing, in my opinion. And the longs are going to end up suffering right now. Well, the longs, technically this was a long play, for the longs to take them out right now when it came down. Because you got all these people, I think I said it opposite, but all the people that bought at 47, 48, 50, or 49, 50, even 48, they're not looking to hold it when it came all the way back to 46.4, 46.5. Their sell signal was around, and I know because on a technical standpoint, if it broke 46.7, 46.6, especially where that line is, 46.5 roughly, if it broke that up here, in this area, from a technical standpoint, that was far enough under that 47.1 and 46.9 to where from a technical standpoint, this 46.6 sort of signal to sell, especially the way these candles ended up playing out. And it shows you what kind of manipulation we're going on with. We should have had, when it dumped down here, came back through and pulled down, that should have been where we pulled down. Instead, this candle right here, where it should have kept going, it got pulled back in a big way, which leads me to believe we're rounding this bottom, and it could take us up to at least 48,000, and if it gets to 48, you're going to see it dance. But since it's doing a cup, I believe if it got that high, it'd probably get up to 49,000. So from 47.1 to 49, that's a nice game. But then if they do play a game with the shorts, to where they want to take them out, options expiring tomorrow, I could totally see this going up just to take out the, the shorts tomorrow. They've already fucked up around with the longs, and dicked around with the new longs today and yesterday. But the longs are gonna get theirs after this little possible short squeeze to the upside. That's something we need to watch. I know I've been rambling, but this is something you need to understand. So, and then with XRP, if we're looking at that same projection, you can see we're starting to kind of round the bottom. We didn't quite hit my $1.04, but to me, we've come absolutely close enough to that range where I was talking about, because we've held that 107. Well, it should be down a little bit farther, but we held the 106 now. That was technically the 105 line. But it looks like it's starting to round the bottom. It had this topping reversal when it came up off of here with this M. And it tells you, though, if it comes down hard and then consolidates sideways, when it comes back up, it can be bullish. And it did consolidate down hard. And now it's going sideways off of that moving average, or off of the low support. Which for, you know, for our argument's sake, this is your 108 support. Since we've been using it the whole time. And you see how it bounced back over the top of it. So we basically are doing exactly what we want to do. If it's rounding the bottom. So like I told you guys earlier, it's a very tough decision. And I can't tell you whether or not to buy. I am not a financial advisor after all. I am not a financial advisor. Can you believe that? Even though I teach technical analysis, I don't have the title financial advisor. So I always tell you, should you take my advice? Nope. So you got to do what you think is right. But if XRP is rounding that bottom, which I don't know if it is, I can't say for sure. Starting to show a little bit of evidence that we could be rounding a bottom, and if we are, you'd at least get the bounce. You know, you've got the from 108, you've got a 113, 112. So you're going to try to get to the top side of this. Remember the 118, if it gets over that, it's more bullish. Under, it's more bearish. So there's been an excellent retrace, a double bottom. If it holds, there's not a lot of volume, which is, you know, is always not what you want to see. But it did dump off, and now it could round out. And I'm not saying it's going to get back to $1.35, but when it does round, it's going to have to test old resistance levels. Well, the new resistance that were support before they made the drop. So you often see the retest of the old support line to confirm resistance. So that's what we're looking to have from the 117, 118. We're looking for that 118 retest and the 123 retest to prove that this is actually resistance. That's what we're looking for. So I would expect a retest at some point to 117 or 118 at minimum. So T-Speaker 222 XRP Future Millionaire side by the next I'm in Future Digibyte OG. The most logical thing to happen. And I wanted to clear some of that thought out. I'm going to put the two lines up that matter right now, because I always tell you nothing else matters but the lines we're trading between. Lewis! How do we know where we're going? Lewis! If we're not allowed to trade between the lines, Lewis! Don't you think it's pretty ridiculous, Lewis, that you said I'm the best technical analysis you've ever seen, Lewis? But XRP travels between the lines, Lewis. Makes no sense, Lewis. Anyhow, you would have to be around for some time to know about that bit. So, right now the most logical thing is we're going to see if in fact we're starting to round a bottom, which it's easier to see in the 15. But is this starting to round itself now? If it is, that means we can play between, because we came back up into the zone, we can play between the 108 and 118. And it would complete a perfect cup and handle. If it was Doge, you could play in that same philosophy at minimum. Hey, we're rounding the bottom. We can at least come up to here to test the old resistance. But if we're really testing the old resistance line, it'd come up to here. So that's a little bit of a gain, but it's risky because if it falls through, we already know Doge will end up in this spot, the 25.7 and lower. So I expect those in the 25.7 line, but I could totally see it retesting. And you see how it came on that M, which is a topping reversal at that level. And then if it goes down and sideways, gathers more support, it totally can come up to this level and beyond, at least retest it. Generally, when it goes down and sideways off of this, it goes higher to the next level, which means it could be retesting the 31.7 because that was where it was at when it started dropping. So these are all the scenarios we play in. So stay blessed, everybody. I know it's a lot to take in. Watch this twice.